Hey guys, a quick word from our very first sponsor. We'd like to say a big thank you to Kong's Cards for allowing us to give out a 10% discount. For now, it's exclusively for the newest set, Magnificent Mavens. But if you're using Kong's Cards, at checkout, use code CHAINBLOCK, all caps, to get 10% off of your basket at the end of your order, while also supporting the channel. Thanks a mil. Back to the deck profile.
What's the story, everybody? Team Chainblock here with yet another deck profile, and today we're coming at you with some quick calculations. Sean, what are we playing?
We are playing Mathmech. This is the best budget deck of the format, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, so it's one of the few decks right now that genuinely doesn't mind going first or second.
Yeah.
The Archetype has some really good going first boards. Not insane, they're not, full tier board, but it also just excels at going second. It has so many ways to OTK and break boards.
But like you said, there's not a lot of stuff nowadays floating around that can go first or second. Versatility in Yu-Gi-Oh decks is so necessary.
It really is, because at the end of the day, no matter how you build, you're not winning every dice roll.
That's it. That's what defines the deck. If you don't win the dice roll, can you still play? But anyway, let's go into it.
So, to kick things off, we have the new card, 3 copies of Mathmech Circular.
Yeah.
This is the card that breaks the deck.
Yeah.
So, it says you can send a Mathmech from deck to grave to special this from hand.
Yeah.
And then when a Mathmech is summoned to your field while he's on field, you can add any Mathmech back row.
Yeah, insane.
Just unbelievable.
Which is very important.
It really is.
Yeah. I've lost to this deck a few times.
So then you have the card that you send off him. Mathmech Sigma.
Yeah.
So this card says if you don't have a monster in the extra monster zone, you can special it from hand or grave for free.
Yeah.
So that's just ridiculous. You send it off the circular, you summon it back, you trigger the circular, and then you make one of the extra cards.
Don't forget to activate its effects.
True. So then next we have 3 Mathmech Diameter.
Yeah.
Unbelievable card.
Yeah.
When you normal this, you can target any level 4 Cybers in grave, and then special it. And then if you make a Synchro or Xyz with this card, it gains an Omni Negate for the turn as an extra effect.
Which is ridiculous.
So it's really good at insulating your going first place. It's also just a great way to add more material.
Yeah.
So then we have the extenders.
Yeah.
So I play 3 addition and 2 subtraction. I feel like addition is slightly better because going first, obviously, the attack isn't going to matter either way.
Yeah.
But going second, I feel like adding more attack to your guys is more relevant than reducing your opponent's attack because of how easily the deck can clear boards regardless.
Yeah. And as we said, these cards were literally, with Circular's release, these cards were literally only missing one small thing to make them competitive, and they definitely have found it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a lot of lists aren't playing these or are playing one or the other.
Yeah.
But like I said, I value the ability to go first or second.
Yeah.
So I'm playing the one-ofs, those being Nabla and Multiplication.
Yeah.
And also Nabla being a tuner is relevant because it gives you another target for Wicked in the extra.
Yeah.
So they both technically have on-field effects, but their important ones is that when they're sent to grave, Nabla allows a monster in the extra monster zone to attack twice.
Yeah, which
and
is
Multiplication allows you to double a monster in the EMT's attack.
Very important. And with sending them to grave off Circular, it's just such easy access. Ironically,
it's really crazy. So then we have the circular targets. Those being Equation.
Yeah.
This is Monster Reborn, but it also gives 1,000 attack.
Yeah.
And then there is a third target you can play.
Broken.
It's a good mine out, but I don't main it because we have mine outs in the deck regardless.
That's it.
It is good to side though. I do side one. But the other target is 2 Super Factorial.
Ridiculous card.
I really value the ability to use this twice because you use it twice to close out games.
Yeah.
If people aren't aware, this card says target 3 Mathmechs. Sorry, up to 3 Mathmechs in your grave with different names, then immediately special summon, and then Xyz or Synchro using them as material.
Yeah, it does so much.
The card is absolutely ridiculous, and you are searching it every turn 1 because this is your play on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Also importantly, plays around stuff like Dark Ruler because the monsters aren't on field until you flip the trap.
That's it,
So the Mathmech extra deck lineup is actually very, very strong and very diverse in terms of what you can do with it. So the ability to just instantly go into one of them on a moment's notice is very, very
It's
strong.
ridiculous because they have a very annoying synchro card.
And possibly even better execs.
Yeah.
So then, the most important consistency piece is triple sign-up mining.
Yeah.
Discard one, add a Cybers. Really, really
It's a
good.
great rotor for the deck.
And here is an engine not a lot of people are playing,
Yeah.
but I think is absolutely insane.
Which you think would be obvious because they go together like so well.
So this is 3 microcoder.
Yeah.
This card allows you to use it as material in hand for the link summon of a Code Talker monster.
Yeah.
So that's your access code, your
What-
chance code, your heat soul.
It's a Cyberist link deck. You know what you're going to be making.
And then when it's sent to grave as link material, you can add a Signet spell trap. So that is mining, and
Yeah.
that is the other target that you search turn 1. Signet conflict. This is a counter trap.
It's an Omni
that
negate, is it?
Yeah, it can negate a spell, trap, or monster effect
Ridiculous.
activation. Then you banish it, and then cards with the same name cannot be activated until the end of the turn. It does a lot.
It does a lot.
So then the other consistency piece I play,
Yeah. One of Sean's favorite cards.
my favorite card possibly,
Yeah.
Small World. So this card is really good because the deck has a lot of natural bridges.
Yeah.
And you always, always, always want to open Circular. So having 9 copies of it is very valuable.
Yeah. Its time will come.
It's
where
also
people
never
recognize
dead.
it.
It's
Yeah.
never dead in this deck because you always want more Mathmechs and you always have Cyberses in hand.
And it got a nice reprint.
So then we have 3 bridges because you want to be able to resolve this card always, and
Yeah.
all 3 of these have very unique merits in the deck.
Yeah.
So there is Effect Veiler,
Yeah.
Ghost Spell, and Link Infraflyer. These
you
2 are obviously hand traps.
you
and
love this
is a
card.
Very good extender.
Yeah.
So this card is the one people might not be familiar with. It says you can special it from hand to a zone a link monster points to.
Yeah.
That's it. There's
That's-
no cost or anything. It's just a free extender.
That's
if
all
you
you
want
need.
it on field.
That's all you need.
Very strong card. So none of these are dead to draw, and you'll always have one in deck more than likely for the small worlds to resolve.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want. It's also relevant for keeping card advantage that Small World doesn't banish from hand as cost, it banishes for effect.
Yeah.
So if you get ashed or in other ways negated on the Small World, you don't lose the card advantage because this deck does
It works.
definitely need a lot of cards in hand.
It works its
to
way
just
out of it.
generally play. And then finally, I play Triple Imperm,
Yeah.
Triple Crow, Double Cosmic, and the 1 Callboy.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of room for hand traps if
Yeah.
you play the microcoder engine, but I
Yeah.
still think it's worthwhile.
No.
And these 2 are the ones with the best coverage this format, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You need a Mystic Mine out, and this is the best one because it plays around protection cards like Field Barrier.
Yeah.
It's also quick play, which is very important. And Call by the Grave is going to be in every deck.
Every
until
deck.
it's banned.
Every deck that we do, it's going to be in it.
So that rounds out the main. I have run into literally 0 issues. It's very consistent. It has a lot of options, and it's versatile in terms of going first and second. So the power in this deck is in the extra and how the main deck supports it with cards like multiplication,
Yeah.
and how consistently you get to
Make
find
it-
things in the main with stuff in the extra.
Making stuff attack twice, making it bigger. It just all syncs up.
So I play 1 Link Disciple and 1 Link Devotee. These are part of your turn 1 play.
Yeah.
So I'll explain that in a minute, but basically this card says you contribute a Cybers that it points
Yeah.
to draw 1 and then put it back, put 1 card from hand back in deck.
Yeah.
Which allows you to put back stuff like, multiples of hand traps or of the same Mathmech name,
Yeah.
or small world bridges, or basically anything that you don't want in hand.
Yeah.
And then Link Devotee, when it's summoned, it locks you into Link 2 or lowers
Yeah.
for the turn, which is actually not too relevant. And then when it's tributed, for example by Disciple,
Yeah.
it summons 2 Cybers tokens. So again, part of the play that I'll explain in a minute. And the other Link one we play is Lingaribo. This is a trap negate, very good for just walking your way through floodgates and such. It's also just nice to have a Link 1 in the deck. It comes
Yeah.
up sometimes, especially in hands where you want to make this and then diameter something back.
Yeah, exactly.
So for example, if you draw addition or subtraction plus diameter going second, this is a way to get the diameter off the field, or the diameter target off the field. Then Cybers Wicked, again part of the turn 1 play. Basically, when you summon a Cybers to a zone it points to, you can banish Cybers from grave and add a Cybers tuner from deck to hand, which is Sigma, Diameter, or Nabla.
3 of them, yeah.
So we have a bunch of targets for different situations, and the card, you can trigger it multiple times. It's just very strong.
Yeah.
Then, of course, IP Masquerena. Ridiculous card. You make it every turn. It also becomes relevant sometimes that any monster you make with this as link material, regardless of if you use its effect to or not,
Cannot be destroyed.
Cannot be destroyed by card effect.
Yeah.
So you will sometimes be going second, and you'll go into this to protect, for example, a transcode that you're going to make.
Yeah, because that gets into the big fella.
So then, one Splash Mage. Very good effect. You just target a Cyber, sitting in your grave, and special in defense. But what's more important in this deck is that it's a water.
Yeah.
Because a lot of your Link 2s are Darks, and you need different attributes to make Heat Soul.
Yeah.
And this is what you make to go into Heat Soul with Microcoding.
Yeah.
The other option is also an incredibly important part of our OTK package.
Yeah.
Update Jammer.
Great card.
So this card has a similar effect to Nabla, where if you link it for a Link monster, you can make that Link monster attack twice.
Yeah, insane.
So just really, really, really strong for OTK. Then our Link 3s, we play the Decode Talker Heat Soul.
Yeah.
You go into this a lot of turn 1s. It's basically 2 draws every turn cycle, because you draw once on yours and draw once on your opponent's. And often what you'll be ending on is this plus Masquerena.
Yeah.
Which is with a super factorial set, which is deceptively strong.
It's just funny to draw on your opponent's turn.
So, yeah. Then, also because we play stuff like Crow and Infirm, the draws aren't necessarily, stagnant. Then we play the one Transcode Talker.
Yeah.
This is a really important way to ladder up into access code.
Yeah.
And especially with Update Jammer, this card plus Update Jammer can OTK on their own.
Oh, right. Okay, that's cool.
And then finally, of course, access.
Yeah.
You kill with this so often because you can make it 10-6 and attack twice.
Yeah, like that's just ridiculous. And you need monsters in the field to attack twice, do you?
No.
No? Oh,
not necessarily.
Oh.
Either way, you can just make it 10-6 and attack directly.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a very, very good card. It's also really important for clearing boards because you can actually put like a lot of attributes in grave between these two being light and earth.
Fire, wind, water, light. Yeah, that's 5.
Yep.
Oh, 6, earth.
Yeah, you can pump a lot of attributes into the grave for him. And then
Super strong
card you make off your Masquerena most often
Yeah.
is Mechanic Crusadia Avramax.
Yeah.
Pretty much your out to this is non-targeting banishment or Underworld Goddess, or you lose the game.
Or a kaiju.
Yeah, you can kaiju
that's
it, but
what?
then you shuffle the kaiju back.
Yeah, 3 things.
Yeah, it's really hard to out. And if they do out it, then you have a free extra monster zone, and you go super factorial for Final Sigma, a card that is unaffected.
I hate this card so much.
You can also make it 6k really easily.
Yeah.
You can make it off super fac, and notably, it does double battle damage over a monster. So this is another OTK machine.
Yeah.
And then finally, double Alimbertion.
Yeah.
This card is ridiculous. It has effects based on the amount of materials you make it with, but you're only ever using it for the 2, which is you can add any Mathmech card. So even if you don't get to trigger your circular, you can add the factorial off of this. And then the other effect is that you can tribute a monster and then special a level 4 Mathmech from your hand or grave.
Insane.
So it's a great way to recycle stuff like circular if you have an extender in hand, turn 3, or anything like that. Or anything like that. Stuff like multiplication that's already been used, you can cycle it every turn.
Yeah.
And then
Last
finally, Mathmech Laplation. This is a ridiculous interrupt.
Ridiculous
this is
card.
what you generally make off of your super factorial, unless you're playing against 2.
Yeah.
So what this card does is you can detach materials from it.
Yeah.
Up to 3. You have to make it with 3. And then you can send a monster from field, a spell or trap from field, and a card from hand.
Like this card hits you everywhere.
None of which are targeted, by the way.
It's just ridiculous.
It also, if you can't resolve all 3, it'll keep the materials, obviously. You just resolve as many as you can. And then it has an effect where you can detach a material instead of having a Mathmech be destroyed.
That's insane.
It's basically Balinks for the archetype as well. Very, very strong card. Generally, if you pull this off with a super factorial, get some draws off Heat Soul, and then make the Avramax, it's very, very hard.
Which you will, because super factorial is searchable and insane.
So I'll just show the one card circular combo real quick, because that's basically what the deck's built around. And importantly, every other card in your hand, you enhance this combo. But the one card of circular is just like
Insane.
it's so broken on its own.
Yeah.
So you have the circular in hand. You send the Sigma from deck to grave. Then you summon the Sigma for free, and you add the super factorial off of your circular.
Yeah.
Then you make Alimbertion, these two, and you use its effect on summon to add Mathmech Diameter.
Yeah.
Then you normal Mathmech Diameter, because you haven't normaled yet.
Yeah.
And you summon one of these, regardless of whatever it is. And then you link 1 and link 2. And then you you use the effect of Disciple to tribute the devotee.
Yeah.
You draw 1, you put 1 back. Obviously, if you have a hand, which you will, that can be relevant, but for the sake of the one card combo, we'll say you have nothing, you put the card back.
Yeah.
And then you summon 2 tokens. So you link this on one of the tokens into the Cyber's Wicked.
Yeah.
And then you link the Alimbertion on the other token into the IP Masquerena, which will then trigger the Wicked to banish any Cybers. Usually you'll just banish one of the link ones.
Yeah.
To add a Cybers Tuner. So that's either Nabla, Sigma, or Diameter, depending on what that hand calls for. And you end on Masquerena for the Avermax.
Yeah.
One of these in hand, and a super factorial live with 3 engrave, including a Diameter, which gives you a negate.
Yeah.
That is off of 1 card.
It's ridiculous. One card combo.
So yeah, as I said, you'll have 4 other cards in hand to play with, and a draw during your turn. Very, very, very strong combo.
And that is the reason why it's, but like you can see, it's super competitive, budget friendly. Just have to learn a few combos and you're ready to go. Right, that's it. Check out the links in the description. Please like, subscribe, and see you.